Hello， 大家好，我是 Tom， 欢迎来到新的一期老车新谈。
我是 Simonna， 今天我们带大家看一辆远渡重洋的经典老车。
对，让我们来穿越时空吧。
Now let's look at the car. What is the full model name?
Right, so this is Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue is a 1954 Chevrolet Bel Air Sport Coupe hardtop. She's very rare. She's one of only 2 or 3 in this country. Quite rare in America now.
So it's a precious car.
It's a precious car. Value-wise, I guess now she's probably, I think when I bought her she was $25,000. Now she's probably worth pretty well double that. So
Good investment.
Yeah. Spend a little bit of money on making it better than it was, but otherwise it's pretty original other than the colour and the interior.
It came in that colour.
It didn't come in that colour.
Oh,
Originally it was beige.
The 50s.
In the scrapyard, no, when it was in 1993. Beige. Well, what colour it was then? Rust, I think.
The car really has got some shiny bars grills.
The grill is typical, I suppose, of 1954 cars of that era. They all had these quite big, chunky grills. It was all to do with, when they were starting to get into the space race, it was all part of trying to make the car look a bit more jet plane-y, like the mascot. So a lot of it was linked to aviation. And this is the logo of Chevrolet in those days. They call this a Chevrolet bow tie.
Maybe show us the engine.
Okay, with pleasure. So this is the engine compartment. The engine, as you can see, is what they call a straight 6. It means 6 cylinders in line. This is the original engine. They call this the Blue Flame 115. 115 being the horsepower. The engine is literally as it came out of the factory.
Obviously, it's got some space over here.
Yeah, these are the horn. Scare people.
Can you keep anything in here, like a bag or something?
If you wanted to, but the trunk's so big you won't need to.
The car really has got some wheels that I've never seen before. What is this white ring at the top?
So again, this was pretty typical of the 50s. They had these big, what they call a wide white wheel tyre. This is a 15-inch wheel on this one. Again, everything was very heavily stylised.
Is this car accommodable?
They call this a Sport Coupe hardtop. So it was designed to look like a convertible, but it wasn't.
Was it all for the style?
It was all for the styling, yeah. Everything was done for the styling. And if you look inside the car, you can see that again it looks like a convertible. So it looks like the top should go back, but it actually doesn't.
It's a very attention-seeking car.
Very attention-seeking car. Bright, shiny, all stainless steel. Yeah, but it was all done for the styling. As was the 2-tone paintwork, again you had that obviously makes it very striking. The fact that you've got the highlights there with the white wheels and the white top just sets the car off beautifully.
Shall we jump in?
If you like.
Yes. This is very comfortable real sofa instead of just standard car seats.
Absolutely, yeah. The interior of the maroon is velour. And the white is leatherette.
We have, 2 textures.
Otherwise, the dashboard is pretty well as it came out of the factory, other than the colour, of course. Always reminds me of a 1950s jukebox. Very attractive, very stylised.
Air conditioning?
No air conditioning, no, that's when you open the windows. The clock itself actually winds up, it's not electric. In fact, none of the interior of the car is electric. The windows wind up and down, and the seats go back manually. Compared to modern cars, it is pretty basic. The gear selector is this. This is a manual gearbox. They call that 3 on the tree, which means it's 3 speeds. First, second, third, and reverse. Obviously, indicators. Self-cancelling, that means you've got to cancel them yourself. None of you automatic, like modern cars. And obviously, this is a horn ring.
You need to have a good brain.
Yeah, exactly. And this, people are going to ask you what this is. That is called a Christmas tree. And what that is designed to do is, when you're in America, stoplights are very high up, and what that does, that reflects the stoplights back into the car so you can see when they're changing.
So that's what you look at?
That's what you look at.
Clever.
And we've got a tissue dispenser under the radio. Oh yeah, we've got tissues. You want a tissue?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's some in there.
Where? Here?
Slide there. Yeah, just pull it. Okay. Tissues in there.
Wow. How handy.
Now I'm going to put some air in the back seat.
Yeah, sure.
That's how you get in. It's very simple. Pull the door forward. Bits and just let it go back.
Wow, this is really homey, like it's really cozy. You know, like proper sofas doesn't feel like anything like I'm sitting in an actual car. Roll up the windows. The other way. Wow. So because I was trying to.
Yeah, it's quite tight. If I start it, go from there.
Yeah, that's much easier.
Just build your strength up.
Is it because of the material here?
No.
Nice.
Mechanism. That's one of the inventions of electric windows.
I can see that. So maybe let's check out the boot. Now let's look at the back of the car.
This is what they call the Continental kit. This was an extra in the 50s. The standard car, the back ended here. And then for the cars that did more longer distance, I had an extra spare wheel. And the other things to note on this car, which is very unusual, is these exhaust tips. They're shaped like the Chevrolet logo. Oh, look what they've got in the trunk. Simona's in there.
This is really spacious actually. There's a lot of room in the back. I think maybe you could put like 3 or 4 bodies.
Oh, absolutely. I have done frequently.
But be careful, this is very shiny. You can leave your fingerprints on it. So.
Exactly.
There's no seatbelt.
No seatbelt. Didn't have any seatbelts in 1954.
Do I need to hold on or something? You know, normally when you have like the control panels in the middle,
Yeah,
but then
one
in
half.
this one, only for the bottom half.
Yeah, no, you don't get that with it.
Is this all you have, like all the buttons and stuff?
No cup holders.
No.
No cup holders.
So how do you hold a cup of coffee?
No.
You don't. Bottled water only.
Things were a lot simpler in the 1950s. So cars were simpler, and you didn't have all the technology that you've got today. So it's a lot less complicated, and you don't need a computer to service it or anything like that.
Sliding. I'm sliding.
Power steering, no seatbelts. Everybody was happy.
One of the main reasons. No seatbelts.